So today let us do something interesting. We are going to dive deeper into one of the fundamentals machine learning algorithms, that is linear regression. And in my previous video, I told you when you are dealing with machine learning modeling, whether it's supervised or unsupervised, uh, using a linear equation. Let's say you are implementing linear regression, logistic regression, or support vector machine regression. And that algorithm, what happens underneath it is that it is using a linear equation. And that is why I said most of machine learning algorithms use linear equation to train. But in deep learning, when you're using a deep learning approach to build your model, you are going to use a chain rule, that is the backward and forward propagation. And in reinforcement learning, especially when you are dealing with policy gradients, that is where you're going to use things like quotient rule. That is where now calculus quotient rules comes in. And the concept of reinforcement learning is very wide. It only depends with the problem in hand. And also in machine learning, the concept of building a model, let's say you're building a recommendation engine, and you want to use k-means, that is an nonlinear algorithm, so you don't need to use the equation of a straight line. Okay, so today we are going to implement linear regression class from scratch, and we are going to do that using Python programming language. And we are also going to use a Python library called pandas to help us manipulate the data frame. And we're also going to use matplotlib as the also one of the visualization, so that we can visualize the residuals in the model and interpret residuals for status. And we're also going to implement we're also going to do the computation using NumPy. Okay, virtual environment, that is the one of the best practices of Python. So when you are using Python, you need to create a virtual environment. So with me, I have different versions of Python. So I'm going to use Python 10 for today. And